A Kuroiler, we expect it to give us at most 240 eggs in a laying cycle. For me, I don't look at the egg as an egg. Instead, I look at that egg as a chick. An egg you would buy at 500 shillings, I'm going to sell it at 2,300 shillings in the form of a chick. At the time, there was no money to get the tank. So I thought of using Jerrycans, but I see they are doing the same work and they are doing it well.
This morning, I am in Serere. That's about 290 kilometers from Kampala. And as usual, poultry business brings me here. But on this special occasion, we are featuring Kuroilers. It will be the very first time we are going to learn about Kuroilers. And with me, I am with a special person. The very first time we are meeting him on the channel. He's going to tell us about himself and he will tell us everything about Kuroilers in Serere District. For that, we deserve a like. Then let's dive into the video. Mr. Frank.
Yes, please.
Welcome to the channel.
Thank you so much.
Can you please tell us about yourself?
Like you've mentioned, I'm called Frank Mawa, a poultry farmer in Serere District. At the same time, I do hatching.
Okay.
Just like you can see, these are parent stocks
Okay.
of Kuroiler chicken.
Wow. That's interesting. Thank you for having us on your farm.
You're welcome, please.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad
It's
to
a
receive
rare
you.
chance.
It's a rare chance, surely.
Yeah. So let's start off. Why did you choose Kuroilers? I mean, so many people talk about layers, broilers. So why Kuroilers?
Generally, when you look at them, you see there's no big difference with the local chicken. Just have a look at one like this.
In terms of different patterns. Yeah.
The colors.
But they are huge.
Unless I told you that they are Kuroilers, you would mistake them to be local chicken. So why Kuroilers? In eastern Uganda, we regard this region as a home for chicken. Unfortunately, unlike Kampala, our people are not so much into broilers. One, there is a general feeling that broilers grow within a very short time. So the local people have that belief that those are still young Young chicken. So our people are too much into the local chicken, yes. If you look at the market in Kampala still, much of the local chicken comes again from eastern Uganda. So because of that, we have a great resemblance between the local and the Kuroilers. That's why we call them the dual purpose.
Oh yeah.
We can use them for meat, we can use them for eggs. So because our people have a strong attachment to the local chicken, and you know the local chicken, their multiplication is not as easy as the Kuroilers. One main factor because they are not good egg layers.
That's true.
And the Kuroilers are better egg layers than the local.
Are they?
The local chicken, yes.
How many eggs does a Kuroiler lay in a year?
A Kuroiler, we expect it to give us at most 240 eggs in a laying cycle.
Okay,
so that is way more than the local can do. So because of that, we tried to do what can really fit into our environment. Because our people don't like broilers, like I told you, the layers, they are more so for the egg production. So because this one ticks the two boxes for meat and for eggs, that's why our preference is much on the Kuroilers.
Okay. You know, I'm so much into profitability when it comes to poultry. Are they profitable?
The Kuroilers, to me, they are highly profitable. Like I told you now, for me, I don't look at the egg as an egg. Instead, I look at that egg as a chick. These eggs you've just seen me collecting here, I don't sell them. I go ahead and add value on them. I hatch them. So an egg you would buy at 500 shillings, I'm going to sell it at 2,300 shillings in the form of a chick. So with that, I think it's a big added value on the egg.
So what I've understood is that where we are is the parent stock.
Exactly.
Okay, interesting.
This is a parent stock for Kuroilers.
So tell me about the parent stock of Kuroilers. Where does it even come from? I don't know. Do you just go pick the old chicks and start creating your own parent stock? What
These
happen?
Kuroilers, they are nicknamed the Indian locals. I hope you've heard of the Indian locals. So these Kuroilers, they originated from India. Specifically, there is a farm that got much interest in the Kuroilers. It is called the Kegs Farm. You can go and read more about it. Kegs Farm in India. It is the mother. I could say it is the mother to the Kuroiler chicks. Yes. So it is because Ugandans have bought the idea so much of raising Kuroilers that we see them rampant or everywhere in Uganda. But the source is from India. That's why they are given that other nickname, the Indian locals.
Okay. So you've mentioned that everyone is now into Kuroilers. Does that mean that everyone is fit to be a breeder of these Kuroilers?
Not everyone is fit to be a breeder. We can say you're fit to be a breeder if you have the parent stock. If you have the parent stock.
So where do I get the parent stock?
Like I told you, the farm that produces these parent stocks is called Kegs Farm in India. You can go ahead and read more about it.
That's where you got your chickens from.
Exactly.
Did you buy eggs or chicks?
I bought the old chicks and got them to Serere.
What? Tell me about the process, because India is so far away from us.
India is so far away from us, true, but you can get linkages to them. I've told you the name of the farm is Kegs Farm. If you Google it down, you can go ahead and get their contacts and do business with them.
They will deliver.
They will deliver.
Okay. Isn't it so expensive?
It is. But again, if you look at what you're going to get out of it, then you have to close an eye and invest in it. Like I told you, if a hen is going to give me about 240 eggs in a year, assuming I hatch all those eggs successfully, I told you the sell price of a chick right now is 2,300. If you can do the mathematics very fast, you can see the value of one hen. So it is expensive, but again, when you have it, it can bring back all your money you've invested in and also have some profit on it. For example, the chicks, by then I got them at $10 each.
What?
$10. By then it was about 37,000. But again, I've given you the mathematics. If I expect 240 eggs from a hen, multiply it by the 2,300 shillings. The value of a chick now. Even if we bring it lower to 2,000 shillings, still you see that I will make some money. 2,000 shillings times the 240 eggs, that's about what?
I'm not so good with the math. You can do the math.
About 480,000. About 480,000 from one hen. You can imagine. And yet I got the chick at 37,000 shillings. Then maybe raising it to the stage of giving me an egg. Assuming I've also invested let's say 50,000 shillings. All my expense would go to about 90,000. Approximately 90,000. So vis-a-vis what I expect from it, So we don't look at the initial cost, but look at what you can get from it.
What age do you receive the first egg from these?
These ones started giving me the first egg at 4.5 months, 18 weeks.
Yeah, that's good.
However, at 4.5, of course, they'll start by giving you smaller eggs. Even the laying will not be so consistent. So you have to patiently wait for possibly another 1 month, so that they increase on the size of the eggs. And again, the number they lay per day.
Yeah.
Yes. So briefly, we can say it can take you close to 6 months
For you to start hatching.
for you to start getting the real egg you can take to the hatchery.
Okay. So now my interest is when I come buy from you the day-old chicks, is it okay if I also make my own parent stock, or I have to come back to you and I buy day-old chicks again?
The parent stock out of
The ones I
the
bought
chicks
from you.
I've sold to you.
Yes.
Now, scientifically, the chicks I will be selling to you, we call them the F1 generation. The F1 generation. It is a good one, but it is not as good as the what?
The parent
As the parent. Just imagine you've also gone ahead and raised it, gotten an egg out of it, then somebody hatches it. Then the person will be getting the F2, the filial 2 generation. So the F2 generation will not be as good as the F1 generation. And your F1 generation will not be as good as my parent. So that is the simple science in it.
So what do you advise for someone to do?
Ideally, if you want to raise good chicks, it's good you source out for a good parent stock from a farmer with a good parent stock, so that you can get those F1 chicks. They are advantageous in a number of ways. One, they are fast growing. And two, they carry almost similar characteristics to their parents. That's the good of it. So every farmer, we do advise that you look out for a farm that is having a parent stock. You get your chicks from such a farm.
Oh, I've learned something interesting today. So I know there's no business without challenges. What does it take to raise these Kuroilers? I mean, are there any challenges?
Of course, there are a number of challenges. These are living things. They fall sick.
They do.
So once they fall sick and you don't attend to them on time, chances are high that you can lose a lot. So from the word go, from the time you receive the day-old chick, you need to give it maximum attention. Do the right breeding. Do the right management practices to have them at this level. Otherwise, you can lose a lot in the course of raising them. So you need to have all the management practices at your fingertips.
Like which ones?
Of course, there is a lot, like right feeding, right feeding with the right feeds, in their right quantities. These chicken eat different feed quantities at different stages. At the old, they may eat around 84 grams. But again, at this stage, these ones eat about 130 grams per day. So you need to give them the right feed at the right stage. To management of diseases, like I told you, they are living things, they can catch diseases. But again, the source of the diseases is the housing itself, where they are. Because they are housed in one place, they will not get disease from out. You will bring diseases for them inside here. So there are a lot of biosecurity measures you can employ to avoid such incidences, so that you can have maximum production from your chick you have bought expensively.
The farms I visit, this is an automated system, right? Semi-automated. So I used to the farms I know, their water line is attached to a big tanker outside. but this is new and interesting. Tell us about it. How did you even come up with it?
Like you've said, I thought of that big idea, having a big tank, but at the time there was no money to get the tank. Even raising it, I looked at it as expensive at the time when I needed it. So I thought of using jerrycans, but I see they are doing the same work and they are doing it well.
Wow. So what is the mechanism behind that?
The mechanism behind this is just the gravitational force, that the jerrycan is put at a higher level than the drinker. Then through the pipe, the water is pulled by the force of gravity to reach where the chicken can drink from. Two, I avoided the bigger tank because at some point I need to apply medicine in the water. So this one is more easier for me to put medicine and give it to and serve it to the chicken than putting it in a bigger tank, which may be of a very big capacity. So this one is cheaper for me. I just did this to minimize the cost of production.
Wow, that's interesting. So as we conclude our conversation, you mentioned you have hatchery services.
Yes, I have the hatchery services in Soroti town.
Why not in Serere? Then Soroti.
Of course, we're also looking out for the big population. People are more in town than in the village. Even the marketing itself is easier in a town than in the village here. People who have eggs from out, we can hatch for them. Two, we have cages for transportation of chicken. Maybe you have a few you want to transport from the place of buying to your home. We have those smaller cages we can use. We even have bigger cages in case you want to transport, let's say, to Kampala, to where there is a bigger market. We have those services. We also sell day-old chicks for Kuroilers mainly, but again we are in partnership with some farms. Besides that, I'm an agriculturalist by profession, so I do offer extension services to farmers. Extension service, but again at a free cost. This time not paid for. Yes, for this.
I know for you, I'm not going to ask you about the market. You have already established the market, but if someone is now raising these broilers, do they have a market for them?
The broilers have a lot of market. Like for us in this environment, we have market for day old. There are people who fear raising the day old and buy them at 1 month. That market is abundant. Personally, to the farmers that I sell the chicks, I go ahead and help them to market those 1 month old broilers. Then for those who raise them to maturity, the market is abundant. Like I told you, Eastern Uganda is a home of chicken. So at least people come from as far as Arua to get chicken from our areas here. So the market is there.
Okay, thank you so much. From one inspiration note, which message do you have for youths out there, youths in Far East region, North? Which message do you have for them?
The biggest message I have for them is that please, let's go farming. Let's go farming. This is self-employment. Like I told you, I'm busy the whole day just on the farm. So I have no reason why I should move out looking for a job. Let's embrace farming. Let's embrace chicken farming. Above all, let's embrace broilers. Thank you so
Interesting. Much. Thank you so much for having us on the channel. You should share this video to the rest of the people if you want their old chicks. And in Far East, you know the person to contact. His number will be somewhere so that you can get in touch with him for all the services he has mentioned. Until next time, I'll see you.
Thank you so
How
much.
do you say bye in your language?
In Ateso, I'll teach you that.